Hey Fragrance family, I'm David.
I'm Jer!
And we're the
Fragrance Bros!
Coming at you again this time with another review, this time on Herod by Parfums de Marly.
Yeah!
Yeah. This is one that's kind of getting a little bit more popularity on forums and stuff like that. And I actually got a sample from a friend of mine. He sent me a few things.
Yeah.
And really appreciate it. He knows who he is. And anyway, I'll save my first impressions for my review.
Okay, alright.
So, let's get straight to it. Dangerous Juice is 2012. It's just last year.
Didn't know that.
So yeah, new house apparently.
Okay.
It's classified as a woody spicy. Notes are osmanthus, tobacco leaf, labdanum, incense, vanilla, cedar, vetiver, patchouli, isoe super, citriol, and musk.
Yeah.
Now what'd you get out of longevity out of this?
I get excellent longevity from this fragrance.
Yeah, me
Not
too.
beast mode, but you know, 10, 12?
Yeah.
Something like that?
That's perfect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
I got excellent as well. Now what about projection?
Just average, actually.
Okay.
I don't feel like it really pushes away. I will smell it periodically, but for the most part, I had to go down and get it a little bit.
Okay.
And I didn't get a lot of notices, so it seemed like it wasn't getting away.
Okay. I think I got excellent. I put down excellent because I thought that I did.
Yeah.
But I can see your point.
Yeah.
So it could be either one of those for me. But I put down excellent. I thought it got pretty good projection on me.
Great.
Season, I would say this is fall and winter and probably nights mostly.
Yep.
And purpose, I would say this is great for formal. I think this is also good on a date.
Yes.
And maybe casual.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Sure.
we'll see.
All right.
Now, what does this remind you of?
Well, I won't steal your thunder.
Okay.
How about you go first? This is really your terrain.
No. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I'll just say this: that there are a lot of these notes, this tobacco and the sweet vanilla and all that sort of thing, will remind you of other prominent fragrances that have those notes.
Yeah.
It's very sweet, and actually, I get a little bit of Ambre Narguilé, or maybe Dulce La Cire, that sweet.
Okay.
And almost like something like Tonka Imperial, all those kind of really sweet fragrances, you know?
Yeah, I can see Tonka Imperial a little bit.
Maybe that's what it is. You know, they all kind of run together to me like this sweet, cherry-ish kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of draped over the top of this fragrance, especially in the beginning, the first few hours. It's super, super sweet to me. I think it's a very warming fragrance. Even though, like I said, the projection wasn't great, it's pretty thick. Like, it tends to stay kind of cloudy in your face a lot. I think it would do great on a date, like you said. I think it's perfect for that. I don't know if I loved it, but I really, really like it. I think it's well composed. My only gripe is I feel like I've smelled this before in other forms.
Okay. I can see what you mean.
Yeah, I know that we probably have some similar feelings, but what did you think about it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I got it from the sample, I smelled it. You know, I had a few to try, so you're trying all of them, and generally, you know, whenever you try some samples, whatever, most scents are just okay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of scents that go, oh my god. But when I smelled it, that's what I did. I was like, you know, you do.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, the heavens open up
Yeah.
inside my house apparently, and,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I wore it, and we actually went to dinner. Our family and your family went to dinner that night, and I wore it. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was the middle of summer.
Yeah.
You know, totally inappropriate.
Yeah.
For, you know, I like to wear fragrances that are appropriate for occasions and seasons.
Right.
And
You had a Tuscan leather moment when you smelled it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I thought it was amazing. It's some of the notes that are listed I don't really get.
No, it's only a few that really.
Yeah, but what you do get a lot of tobacco. Like, it really smells a lot like pipe tobacco to me, and I love those type of scents. I do get what you're saying about how it seems like it has been done before, and I would agree. I mean, they're probably one of the most prominent examples of how this smells kind of similar to is Pure Havane.
Yeah.
Now, it does not smell like Pure Havane.
Right.
But there's a lot of similarities in how it's composed. Like it has kind of a cherryish note.
Right.
It has tobacco. It has vanilla. It has some woods.
Yeah.
It has patchouli. It has all these things.
Yeah.
And whenever you wear it, it doesn't really smell like pure Havana, but you think this is kind of like a grown-up pure Havana almost. Like it's kind of like pure Havana in the day, Herod at night.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I really like that. To me, it's probably one of the best tobacco-based scents I've ever smelled, and I think it's really perfected a lot of it's really perfected this type of genre.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah. I think that I think it's safe to say that Herod is to Pure Havana what Reflection Man is to Lamal.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good tiered comparison.
Yeah.
The problem for me is where it takes Pure Havana. To me, it kind of smells like the love child of Pure Havana and like Tonka Imperial, Amber Nargile, those kind of things. Like if y'all kind of took the best parts of those and threw them in, you would get something like this. Just to give you as the listener, the viewer, an idea of what you're going to be smelling. That's probably what you're going to get from it.
Yeah.
And to me, it steps a little bit too far over the sweetness. Like to me, it was just a hair, and that's weird because I don't think I've ever found a fragrance too sweet before. But something about the comparison here just was a bit too much for me. I still think it smells fantastic. Yeah. But I don't know. It made me want to stick with Pure Havana, honestly.
Yeah. The price point is, there's a lot of there's a lot of contrast in the price points.
Yeah,
here.
I didn't even know.
So we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But to go on about the scent, it's very tobacco based. You get from the start, you get a lot of tobacco, and you get a lot of cinnamon. You get some incense mixed in there, and there's a floral note that is kind of draped over the top. That must be the osmanthus. I'm not super familiar with that. And there's no cherry that's listed in there, but there's a strong cherry note.
Yeah.
And it's really good too. It's more of a almost natural type cherry note as contrasted by Pure Havana's like Kool-Aid cherry note, which smells great in that.
Yeah.
That's not to knock on Pure Havana,
yeah.
But this is more of a semi-sweet cherry.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying. It is a sweet fragrance. To me, it wasn't overly sweet. When it dries down, you kind of lose some of the a little bit of the cherry. You lose a little bit more of that floral quality, and then you get the sandalwood and the muskiness. Oh, it's just so good. To me, it gets better and better as time progresses. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It gets nutty and creamy towards the end. It's so good.
Nutty and creamy.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good. Good things.
There's also a really nice vanilla note in here that I forgot to mention, and the cinnamon in there almost goes to the potpourri quality. Like it almost brings like the potpourri with the florals.
Right.
But it doesn't go there. But it almost does. Like when I smell it, I think it's almost there.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everything in here to me is just really balanced really well. To me, this is very masculine. I think this is more on the masculine side, but the florals, the osmanthus kind of brings it a little bit in the feminine side. So I think an adventurous woman could wear this, and be comfortable in it.
Yeah.
But I think men would probably like it more.
Agreed.
Bang for buck. This is $275 for a 125 ml bottle. That is on the pricey side.
Yeah.
That is up there.
Yeah.
But I will say, to me, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. This is an amazing scent.
Wow.
But with contrast here, Pure Havana is like 90 new. You can find it on the gray market for probably $70, $80.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of distinction there. I love both Pure Havana and Herod. They're apples and oranges, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the same ballpark, but they're different scents.
Yeah.
I want to own both.
Yeah.
But if you only had the money, what would you spend it on?
I think that you can look at this a couple of different ways. You can say, okay, well, this is Pure Havana 2.0.
Yeah.
So if I already own Pure Havana, or if I can pick the cheaper Pure Havana, then why would I buy this? That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is, I really enjoy, let's say Tonka Imperial. But what if they blended that with like a pure Havana scent?
Yeah.
Then that would be amazing,
Right?
Because that kind of does this. So then that's already expensive fragrance anyway. So then it makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, the answer is a split.
Yeah.
Of this fragrance, because I think that that's a big bite. That's a big bite to take.
Yeah.
For something like this. So if it were me, I would get 10, 20 mil or whatever, and just try it out and see how I felt about where it fit in my wardrobe in comparison, contrast to those other fragrances. I wouldn't blind buy this, and I probably wouldn't get a full bottle, just because I think
pretty steep.
Yeah, it does some very interesting things, but it's nothing that is brand new to you. Mm-hmm. So you want to try it. But there's a lot of stuff going on in this fragrance. Like you mentioned, all those notes. Sometimes it comes across as the scent, and to me that doesn't really come out here. You get all these different feelings,
right?
And sometimes that can be a sign of poor blending, but I don't feel that way in this.
Yeah, I don't either.
They're not competing for top billing. They're all just kind of come together, but you can pick them out. So it's a fantastic fragrance.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Like I said, the price is up there, but I really do think it's worth it, just because it is just sublime. It's just one of the most amazing tobacco scents, and probably, to be honest, probably one of my all-time favorite scents.
Man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's up there.
Holy balls.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just fell in love with it.
Man, that's great.
Did you get any compliments from this?
No. Stephanie thought it was good, but she's not a big fan of Pure Havana.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Because she's cray-cray. But, no, not really. How about you?
Yeah, Talia likes it. I don't think she loves it, but I think she likes it.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that it's especially at the beginning, it's kind of strong. So she doesn't like it. She doesn't like really strong fragrances. It burns her nose.
Yeah.
So, so she kind of holds off on an opinion later down the road. Of course, by that time, it's changed some.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to get a good opinion right away. So, but she liked it overall.
Need a new wife. Or sub-wife.
No, I don't.
Like a part-time wife.
That's amazing.
There it is.
Final rating.
I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It's not perfect for me. There's some things that I'm content with other fragrances.
Yeah.
But I can see the merit. I see the value. And it's really great to see a new house doing something so delicious. So,
Yeah.
4 out of 5.
I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I have to give this a 5 out of 5.
Wow.
It's just an amazing scent.
Yeah.
And we are totally going to do a split of this, so stay tuned. Anyway, what do you think of Heron? Have you tried it yet? If you haven't, you need to. You need to go out and try it, just because you need to see if I'm right, if you agree with me or not.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think down in the comments down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. We'll see you next week with another fragrance review. We're the Fragrance Brothers. Bye.
Bye.